Well, hello and welcome to the lottery. I was really hoping that song would end, but it took its time, so kind of pushed my 10 minutes there a little bit, but that's all right. I'm also trying to close game, so hopefully that doesn't lag out, but we'll see. Either way, as I'll undeafen, I will be joined by Couch here, but I'm going to explain a few things, then we'll open it up. So, obviously, people kind of unsure about this first time we've done the lottery. So, kind of to explain, in a straight draft, like we've done in the past, it kind of incentivizes tanking. Because when you are a worse team, you directly get a better pick in the next season. And so, to combat this, multiple leagues, including now this one, use a draft lottery. Now, the direct way to explain this is that worse teams are still quote unquote rewarded in that they get better odds. However, they're not guaranteed their pick. So, if we move over to this screen, which will be our wheel, but not yet, you can see the odds starting at last place are 25%, then 20, 16, 12, 10, 8, 6, 3. So, of course, you don't want to have the best teams in it because they've earned their results in the last season, so they remain out of the lottery. However, the 8 teams below that do, scaling down to very low percentages. Now, of course, some other questions you might have. If we pull up our pixel wheel, you will see all 8 teams are here. Now, it is good to remember that not every team owns their first round pick. For example, Erie's pick, owned by Illusion, and Atlanta's pick, also owned by Illusion. However, because Illusion don't own all of their picks, and we are doing one lottery that snakes through rounds 2 and 3 if applicable, we're going to put the original owners on the wheel, and then when we go to the draft board, you'll see who currently possesses that pick. Now, to also clarify for Pixel, if we go to our board, you'll see an NA by the 12 in the first round. And if we go to our second round, you will also see there's a 13 with an asterisk. This is because after the events at the end of last season, as well as an investigation by the owners and appeals by TMAC, it was decided that the earliest pick that the Mudcats own, which happens to be Kansas City's first, will be moved to the end of the second round and cannot be traded. Now, once again, you will see Kansas City are on this wheel because even though their first round pick is not applicable, their second and third round picks still need to be placed. Anyway, I think that's about all I have to introduce. So, while we wait for the prediction to close, you excited to be here, Couch?
Yeah, and I want it to be known by technicality if any of the picks that Inchin holds, if the wheel lands on that team, the payout does not go to Illusion for the
Yeah,
channel points.
this is
We're not
why
doing that.
I did emphasize its wheel result. So, like I just explained, multiple results will give Inchin the first pick, but it's only if it lands on Inchin that they win in the prediction. So,
And technically that would be Inchin, but no, nope, nope. We ain't doing technicality when it comes to that. I looked there, I saw Mincy put 10,000 points on Inchin, and I was like, he's not getting away with a technicality on
hmm,
this one. I'm excited though. Oh,
yeah,
I forgot to change my gecko's light. We're back.
big.
The sun goes down, he needs his red light out. I'm excited for a draft lottery. Obviously, as you said, we've kind of done it straight off seeding, first two seasons. So this adds a little extra to the plan and causes a little bit of havoc. Because, I mean, as you just talked about, Enchant has three chances to get the number one pick.
Yes,
44%,
that is
which
crazy.
is
Yeah.
wild.
It's really funny if they get 5, 6, 7, though, which are the bottom of the first round picks.
I would feel so bad for Smurfy. He's done all this work. He's made trades. He hasn't had two good seasons. He's got a chance to have the potential three first picks, and he gets thrown the fifth, sixth, and seventh.
Still really good, but if it's the worst possible result, that's really funny.
Yes.
um, of course, good for you. Also, if we go, let me reset this to round one. most of your picks already decided as you have the 8 and 9. Of course, your third is still in the lottery, but how's it feel for you? Observe, not care.
That feels great. It genuinely does feel great. I just get to sit here and enjoy. Um, Much like most people outside of what is it, 4? Since Murphy has 3 picks? Or is it 5?
Yes.
5, because 2 of them are taken away. So for 5 people, adds a little bit, like, ooh, am I gonna get the best one, or am I going to
I think there are
somehow
four
manage to get
teams
that
in the round
7th?
one in the round one lottery because Smurfy with Inchin, Madison have two, and then Fallen and Demons own the rest.
Madison, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I forgot they have 2 in the lot. What's
which
their
puts them in a good spot.
percent?
They obviously have the 25, which is the
Uh-huh.
first pick, and then they have Honolulu's, which is 6. So a total of 31.
Okay, I mean, that's still
Yeah, that's good.
good. That's better than 25. You
Especially for
take
a
it.
team that struggled both seasons, I think. You
Hmm.
you want good odds there, and we'll see if they can get good results. Now, I will also mention, of course, because people have asked, we are going to do both Pixel and Prism tonight. We're going to start with Pixel, and as we're going, the results, the wheel will land on someone, and then we'll go to show the round one board. And then once we're done with every spin, we will talk about the rounds 2 and 3 board. And then once we've done that for a bit, we'll have a Prism prediction for the wheel result. Then we'll go on to Prism. So don't know exactly how long this will be, but we're going to do both leagues starting with Pixel.
I was taking a look at the draft stock for Prism 2 because I know Pixels talked about,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, because Smurfy's got 3 first round picks,
Yes.
which is insane. But Prism, I'm looking forward to as well. Um,
It should be fun.
Round Rock, yeah, we'll talk more about it when it gets there. But Round Rock, Wave, and Lincoln possess 2 first rounders, which, like
Wave
Smurfy,
the
is the
only
max
one.
you can possess.
Mm-hmm. Wave the only one with 2 in the lottery, but
Yep.
the others have 1 in the lottery, 1 after it.
So it's gonna be a good night no matter what.
Yeah,
I'm
hope
really
so.
excited.
And of course, Pixel or Prism, a little bit less exciting because we only have the 2 rounds. Obviously, if Force are added, there will be another round added, but that's not locked in, so they don't exist for this purpose yet. So,
Yeah, we shall see. On that note, if you are watching this and you have not yet, register. There's
true.
still time. You've still got a few weeks to get it in, but do register for the league. Go ahead and get that in. Figure out which league you could possibly get in, most likely get in or be in.
Literally everyone's money is on Inchin. it's, it
There-
is
We're not
astounding.
doing technicalities here. We are
No,
not doing
this is
technicalities.
who does the wheel land on first? This is we asked if we should do first pick or who the wheel lands on. We landed on who the wheel lands on because it's more chaotic. So to
Exactly.
clarify again, the result of this wheel is that prediction. We're not going to say, oh, it landed on Honolulu. Madison owned that. But it didn't land on Madison. But absolutely, Couch is right. If you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord. But if you are, then go to hashtag registration, which is just below general chat. Type in /register and get yourself in. This is the first step, but season 3 should be fun, as have been the first 2, so you want to get involved. Anyway, though, the prediction
Man,
has closed, so do we
it
want to get
has,
in?
it has. We do. Is it so we've got 4% of the votes went to demons. No.
I do agree there should be an exclamation mark Discord command, but if someone needs it, we can get the link. So,
Yeah, I still haven't figured that thing out.
I mean, we could do Nightbot, could do Stream Elements, whatever, but should probably figure that out.
Don't we all have to have that though?
Uh, it would just be setting up the bot for the channel. So you'd have to like log into
Okay.
the channel, whatever.
All right.
Either way, that's not our focus. So do we said we want to get started, figure out
Let's get
who wins
started.
these
I'm ready to
predictions?
see this wheel spin.
Alrighty. right. So again, you can see the odds on the left side of the screen in case you're wondering. You can see the fact on the right that, like we said, this will snake. We are going to do one spin, and that will determine every round, or one set of spins. Between every pick, we will only cut to the first round because that's kind of the focus, but every round will be getting determined, and we'll show rounds 2 and 3 once we're done spinning the wheel. All right, you good to go, Couch?
Let's get it.
All right,
Make sure
let
you control
us
enter.
see.
Don't click to spin.
I mean, you
Oh,
want to. Honestly, I'm
you got
scared
it.
that might do something. I'm gonna click it. I'm not messing with random key presses. Anyway, let's see though. Oh, looking like Deadwood, maybe Erie. Did anyone bet Deadwood?
Oh,
This is our question.
oh,
Oh, someone did. Who bet?
yeah, somebody bet Deadwood. They were the
Who bet
only
demons?
other one.
Who bet demons? It's
Max did.
Max. Max is like
So,
that.
yes, as Lemon has said, Lynx, who is a new manager this season, does get the number one
That's
overall
true.
pick in Pixel.
Ooh, big. Give me just 1 second to get that.
Is Lynx even here? Lynx, do you know that you just got the first pick? I
Uh,
see him in call with Max, so I'm sure he might have said
yeah,
something.
Max could have because he bet on him. I can end the prediction unless you want to.
Uh,
He's
I'll
aware.
get it.
Okay. Cool. So, yeah, like you said, Demons kind of been an interesting few seasons for them. We're a strong season 1 team, ended up getting second, struggled through most of season 2, but then ended up picking it up, became somewhat of a favorite, although they do fall short in the quarterfinals. Still, that means they're lottery eligible, and now coming in with a new manager playing in their first season, we will give Deadwood the first pick. That's fun.
That's hey, kind of a great way to start your managerial career, you know? Hop in here and then the wheel has chosen you to have number one overall.
Just to mention that will lock New Mexico into the 12th pick of round 2, and Deadwood also own their round 3, so they will get the first of round 3. Kind of mentioning that as I fill it in. Again, we won't cut to it for the moment. All right, we ready for the next pick?
Keep it going.
Yes, sir. So, of course, Deadwood have been removed because, of course, as we go, is this Atlanta? That would be a Smurfy pick. So it will
And
be
it's gonna be.
Inchin with the second pick via Atlanta.
I mean, it's really not too big of a surprise,
No.
but yeah, you if you're Smurfy, you definitely take that.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, we'll see where his other
he's
ones
still got
go.
two more.
And that's
Yeah,
not
he's
his
still got
biggest
two
odds
more.
pick.
It's not.
That's what's big for him. As Atlanta own their own second. And then trying to find it. Looks like you own their third, so you now get the second pick in the third round.
Hey, I'll take it. I will definitely take that.
Yeah. Almost the best outcome for you. Pretty close. Just again doing some things to get that in. But all right, I think we're about ready to move on to our third pick then. Will it be another Smurfy? This is the question as we get the spin
I
going.
gotta say yes.
No, it's gonna be Madison. This
It
almost
is.
that's over a third of the wheel, almost assuredly.
So there you go. The highest single team percentage at 25. Finally off the board. Got the third overall pick. And who else's did you say they had? Oh, there it is.
Honolulu.
Mattis. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's at the bottom there. And then
Yeah.
looking at it, they own their own second, I believe. So that is already good.
So
And
not a bad little draft for Madison.
their third is owned by, I would guess. Wait, where is it? Their third is owned by Erie.
Okay.
I did that a bit wrong. Whatever. We'll know. It's the right team, wrong via. Whatever. Anyway, let's move on to our fourth pick then.
I wonder which this one's gonna be. It's he has over half the wheel.
There you go.
He's got over half the wheel. There it is.
And it's Murphy yet again. No way. This is the fourth pick. And this is himself. So even without the trades, would have fallen to fourth, but he gets himself second in there as well. And of course, because there's no shot he owns his own, that will be Erie's pick in the next round, which this will be, what, 8? So that's Erie owns their pick. That's going to be 2.8. And then 3.4 will go to Atlanta, who own Inchin's pick. All right, and now we get back to the wheel. New Mexico are growing in size, the largest remaining portion, but next up behind that appears to be Smurfy yet again.
I've got a feeling it's gonna go Erie, and he's gonna have 2, 4, and 5.
You might be correct, as it in fact will be the Eclipse, landing pretty solidly in their section. So, hey, I mean, he was guaranteed at least one in the top 5. He will get all 3, but so I mean, you got to be happy with that for Smurfy. As we can go back over
Yeah,
to
really no
this,
surprise. Just no
which
surprise looking at that top 5 right now.
yes.
3 engines there. Figured that would be the case.
So Erie own their own second. That'll be 2.7.
Yeah, Mincy, it's quite disgusting.
And I'm looking for their third. It looks like Honolulu own it. So 3.5 goes to Honolulu. So now we got, what, 3 more left to determine. Obviously 2 in the first round because, again, KC's is not real. Surely the Fallen, right? I'm looking at this wheel. Surely New Mexico get it, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, you gotta think so.
I guess let's find out. So we get the spin. I don't think it is. It's going to be Kansas City instead. So again, this will not impact the first round because that pick is decided. However, that is their own second that they own. Let me get that slotted in. That is what, 2.6? I believe. Yes. Mayhaps. You know what? We'll get to it. I'm not going to worry about that now. Either
That'll all
way,
be figured out
we'll go to
soon.
it again. Nothing changed here. So, whoa. But now it's just a question. New Mexico own their own second, or else this is Madison who own, or the first round. New Mexico own their own. Madison own Honolulu. Who can get 6? Who will fall to 7? So we get the spin going. And it's looking like Honolulu. So New Mexico, the 4th odds, not going to get landed on.
Wow.
So let me get this and then I'll figure everything out. So the 6 is going to go then to Madison, and the 7 will go to New Mexico.
Well, hold on. We've made it this far. You got to spin the wheel the final time.
I'll do it.
Make sure.
It's not
You
even
gotta
making
make
noise.
sure.
It's just silence of sadness.
You
It's
gotta make sure. I was really hoping it would
let me
land
remove them.
exactly on New Mexico falling.
And it's gone. The wheel is gone.
There's no wheel.
All right. Now you can talk about this. I will make the prism prediction, and then I will finish rounds 2 and 3. But yeah, I'll just do that.
I mean, it because of the way that things have turned out. Obviously KC, their first round pick getting moved to the end of the second. That does technically push Madison into the 12th spot, which is essentially three first rounders if you do it in 12 picks. Um, Inchin and Madison look like a strong candidate, or at least start before the draft to be the top two teams in the league. Uh, Got to throw a little shout out to Birmingham in there.
What?
Not a bad little setup, but Inchin, man, it's not surprised, but to actually see it out there, 2, 4, and 5, that's I had to cough. I apologize. It's going to be a dangerous team. Now, will Smurfy keep all three of his first rounders, or will he do some tinkering like he loves to do? LP7, that would be Smurfy or Swahazu in Discord.
I'm battling Twitch right now and I don't know why. I'm confused.
You don't think so, Defane?
Oh, okay. I know.
Is it working now?
Yeah, it's saying the title was not compliant with guidelines. I was confused. It's because I wrote Round Rock's team, not the place. So it
Yeah.
was reading the prediction title, not the section. But there we go. All right, now I got to figure out these other rounds.
I mean, you could do that, Defane, or you could just put all your marbles in, and you've got three of the top five players in the league go win a championship. No, it makes the most Smurfy sense. And Smurfy does not make sense. The perpetual trade machine, I believe, is what he said. Kaipo, thank you for the 3 months. I think I saw Big Body Benz as well getting a subscription in earlier. Yeah, he probably will. But even then, if he gets rid of that fifth one, you're looking at number two and number four. It's a pickoff of the past champions. Bacon, of course, having 2 and 3. Smurfy right there at 2 and 4. You still got to think that's really good chances to make a run for that championship. But then you've got Madison at 3 and 6. That's some solid picks right there as well. Interested to see who that number one overall option will be for the new manager Lynx. Then New Mexico, Birmingham, and Boston finishing it out 7th through 10th. It's going to be an interesting season.
Trying to figure out.
Yes, Lynx. We will show you all the rounds.
Apologies for the pause. I'm sorting.
You're good. Defane, you think Lynx is going to take Moo number one overall? Good old
Okay,
Moo. I love Moo.
okay. So it was New Mexico were left. Honolulu were the last one landed on. Then it was KC before that. Cool.
Yeah.
Kind of skipped them by accident. All right. So it appears then that this should be round 2. So I can go to this, and this should be correct, I believe. We can verify, but I believe that should be right. And now I will round 3.
Um,
I know round 3 won't be quite exact because I messed up one thing, but that's like graphical. It'll be right. Oh, whatever.
I believe that's right. That does look right.
So it landed on what? Madison third. I have that. Yeah. Then fourth was Inchin.
was a little confused by the fourth, but yeah, no, that's yep. I couldn't remember the seeding to finish it.
Yeah, okay. So fourth. And fifth was which one? Erie? Yep. All
Huntu,
right.
thank you for the prime sub.
That was a journey in fact, but I think we then. Well, I guess we can talk about this quickly. Of course, Erie then have those two picks in a row. Um, Mudcats, as we said, have that last one, and then um, so the Mudcats then have the last pick in the first round, last pick in the second round, and then somewhere in the middle in the third round. There you go.
Um, that ain't the ninth spot in the second round. I heard it's pretty nice.
Yeah, and Boomer had two in a row at the end of the second round last time, didn't he? Because he
Well,
took
I
Dynasty
think
and Wrath,
so,
or Cookie and Wrath.
but I say that because I think I had eighth and
I
ninth
think you
last season.
did. I think that sounds right. But
I think
he's in a
eighth and
similar
ninth is,
spot as well.
yeah, that's a beautiful spot in the second round.
Of course, Neo as well, non playing. Those are our two non playing in Pixel with Erie and New Mexico. And you have Boomer, of course, has those two picks there, and then one in the third we'll get to. Meanwhile, Neo had the 7 in the first round, as well as those
Hmm.
two here in the second, and his comp pick. So pretty spread. Definitely a better position for New Mexico, but both are in solid spots. Then now I believe let's go to our third round. You can see here Luxor have two of their picks here, as well as the early second that they had. Meanwhile, I'm also seeing for Lynx, of course, the two here. Kind of not what he wanted, ending up with that eighth pick in the third round, but he does have the 301 as well. So, decent spot, but needs value out of that first pick, I'd say.
Yeah, you got to make sure you are taking the best player in Pixel with that first pick.
Absolutely.
You can't question it. If you got any questions, it ain't the guy
Yeah.
or gal.
Because, I mean, we've seen some snags in the third round. Names can fall, especially if our numbers get higher in registrations, but overall, that's still not the ideal. So,
Yeah,
not terrible,
it's
especially with what the capital he had. Couldn't have been that much better, but still,
not always gonna find a nerd Justin in the third round.
exactly.
It is nice, but you can't bank on it.
Of course, I'll also clarify, and I'll probably correct before I post, that third pick is Erie via Madison. I have via Ink there, did
Not
not.
via engine.
Nope, that is Madison's
Okay.
pick. So, have it. I had it wrong when I made the image. All good. I'll correct before I post it later tonight. What are the predictions coming in like? Oh, very spread out. Bottom
Yeah,
three
this
get
one's
nothing.
actually nobody has put points 3% on Hornets. I think that was Mincy I saw. And
Ooh,
then nobody wants to put any on Ospreys, Wave, or Phantoms. Fair. They get below 10% odds.
Kyoto got the most. They have two. Everyone else is just one person staking their claim.
Yeah, that
No,
46%
you
on the
boomer.
scallops.
But yeah, probably. Yeah, no, I know. I know, kind of. I know it's kind of a thing, but I can make it a little better. So, like, whatever. But yeah, I mean, Very interesting. I think people spreading out a little bit more. I can. We'll do this just to be safe a little bit. Um, we can stall out a little bit longer for the prediction. I guess. Why don't we go back to our first round? I think that's kind of
I
the
go back
biggest.
to that first round because I didn't fully understand what was happening. And when I started talking about it, I was like, wait, that's actually great. Madison technically also has 3 first rounders because of everything that went down.
Wait a minute. Oh, no. That. Hold. That. There you go. Madison have those 2 firsts, and then they control their second, which, based on
There
this,
we
they
go.
have.
That
They have
that looks a lot
2.10.
better.
They have 210.
Yeah, that looks a lot better.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, Mudcats have that last one
So
because that's
everything
Lux's
I
pick.
said the first time this happened when Doggo was setting everything else up, ignore that.
Hmm.
That didn't happen.
Madison's still in a good spot though. Two
Hmm.
firsts and 2 pretty early firsts. I
Yeah,
think
I mean,
it's not
2 of the top
quite
6 players.
last season, but to be fair, Smurfy has Honolulu's picks last season plus second overall.
Hmm.
That Liam,
He was one off of having
which
Bacon's.
Liam is probably a worse manager than Smurfy. Not controversial. Love Liam. He's not Smurfy, who's holding C3. He had, I think, 4-5 and 3-12. Smurfy has
Yes,
2, 4, and 5.
yeah.
We said Bacon should win. Smurfy needs to go undefeated if he keeps these picks. Just about.
Well, we'll see. If he keeps them, there's $75 on the line.
Hmm.
He's
Yeah.
got to beat me.
I mean, your
I
picks aren't bad
refuse
too.
to lose to a Smurfy team.
You just about control your picks as well. So, Liam, we can go through here quickly. You have 2-1, 2-6. And then if we go to the third round, you have 2-5.
That's still not a bad draft either.
No. But yeah, I'll go through. Obviously, we've caught a couple. I'll make sure all these picks are correct. I'll fix that one error on 3.3, and then we'll post it tonight. Because obviously, not every manager's here. Not every manager wants to go into the VOD to make sure. And so I'm sure things will be posted where whatever, but I will at least myself post the results probably in the Pixel and Prism announcements where
Yeah.
transactions typically are. So there you go. Prism will be
Lemon,
shortly, Lemon.
yeah. I
We're
was about
kind
to
of
say.
stalling time for the prediction right now. Then we'll get to
Once the
Prism.
prediction ends, we will get it done.
Yeah,
Want to
which
make sure everybody has time to
we
put
can
theirs
go
in.
early, but yeah, I want to at least give it a while. And yeah, I mean, we've set it up. I think Prism will be very interesting. Obviously, a couple new managers. I think, especially with only 2 rounds, it's very much a bit of a game. Do you want that early pick? Or do you want to drop a few so that your round 2 is higher as well, you know?
Hmm.
I think for teams like Round Rock, it kind of answers that. Teams like Lincoln, because your second pick is already locked in the first round, so you just want as early as you can. But then
Yeah.
for a team like OKC, which is Lemon's team, do you want to go early so that you're locked at the bottom of the draft, or do you want to go somewhere towards the middle so that you're a bit higher up, you know?
I personally like the middle picks in that case.
Absolutely.
Um,
I think like
like a
last
five,
season,
six,
you
five,
had,
6 or 7.
yeah. I think Unfo last season comes in, picks up the scallops, has the first pick. I think he traded down to 5, and that's a great place to be. Obviously, a little bit less of a pool for your first pick, but then also 4 picks earlier for your next one. Then he's able to get Latumos and Sweezy. So definitely some advantages to dropping a couple as long as you do own your own second and it does matter to you. As we could also look at where Prism is with just their 4 locked in. again, you can see those four there. And then it is Kyoto, Round Rock, then Lincoln own Miami's, then the Scallops, Houston, Wave own Florida, then the Wave, then OKC for the teams in the lottery. So,
Now, I think something that would be funny is if Ben gets the number one pick again this season,
hmm,
and instead of getting the last pick in the second round, he gets the last pick in the first round.
true. Better, very good position. I think there's arguments. I think all in all, Jay is in the best spot,
Yeah.
being the manager that he is, also with the 1.9 and a lottery pick. I think Wave also in a good spot, having two lottery picks, be it they are lower in the odds. And he did have two picks in the first round last season and still struggled. So I think Appa, it's going to be a can you do it better this time? For Ben, it's your Capital's in a very good spot. Can you get a winning season? And then for Jay, it's how far can you go? Because that trade with Miami to get there first looking real good right now. Oh, we're getting there for the
It's gonna
prediction.
be good.
Yeah.
It's about to be done. It's about to be done.
Hopefully, I'll be able to sort through it easier because it's just 2 rounds, but we'll see. Who knows? Of course, also, we'll mention, as of now, your non playing managers. For Pixel, you have Boomer and Neo. For Prism, you have Huntu and Chronicle. Those are also, they get compensation picks, and those were affected by the lottery. So, trying to look at it, I guess Pixel would be determined by round 2, right? So New Mexico would have the first compensation pick, Erie the second, right? I think because New Mexico got eighth,
Sure.
they got eighth or seventh in the first round, which translates to fifth in the second round. So they're higher than Erie's, which means they will get the first compensation pick. A lot more mental, a lot more
Sure.
mental gymnastics than Prism, where it's just going to be based on the first round, at least as of now. Again, because there are 2 rounds. All compensation pick especially could shift around depending on again if a third round is added for subs in Prism, but at least for the moment what we'll say cuz these can't be traded but just kind of matters for the order. Lemon seems
It is
excited. I think we should
time.
wait.
Yeah, it is time to spin the
Spind.
wheel.
Time to spind.
Spin. He did the wheel.
Click to spin. Let's
Nah,
go.
control enter.
Nope, we're not messing with it. We're
We gotta try
we
it this time. I mean, it says it does
Are
it.
we
Would
ready?
they lie to you? I'm ready.
It does it. I control entered. All right, who wins the prediction? Ooh, predictable. But is this what you want? Honestly, I think this is an interesting spot for Kyoto. I think this now becomes a decision for them. Obviously, we'll go to our board, and it is Kyoto who get the first pick. Now, they have made no trades to this point. So they have 1.1, 2.12, and they'll have the first compensation pick. But is that good? Is that what you want? Especially with a non playing manager. Now you have on your team the first pick, but then kind of scraps with 2.12 and 3.1. So, really a decision now for Huntu. Should he trade down, or is he happy getting that first overall pick?
Yeah, it's gonna be another one like the
Mm-hmm.
Link situation. You get that first overall, but then that next pick's not for a while. So
Yes.
you gotta make sure that number one is the right one.
And there you go, obviously saying he's going to trade. And this does give you power. I mean, we've seen both outcomes. Season 1, Jay with Lincoln, the same situation. Non playing manager has 1.1, doesn't trade it, and the team did go pretty well, but never really the favorite. Then, of course, Season 2, Unfo a playing manager trades himself down, gets a decent team. So we've seen both outcomes. Neither really decisively worked in a direction, but we'll see which one he goes with. As of now, his stance looks like he's going to try to trade.
Smart. Smart.
I don't have to change round 2 as well because they're all set to Kyoto as the most likely. Big. And you got the prediction, I see. Who's the biggest winner out of
Yeah.
that?
Hold on.
Kaipo was the
Hold
biggest. I
on.
don't know who the other was.
Give me a second. Kaipo won
Huntu.
9,500 and
Makes sense.
Huntu won 8,500.
Yeah, so good overall for them.
Oh no, Koala had 8,000 on the scallops.
Gambling on this
Wait,
is kind of
who
absurd,
put
by the way.
where Tiger put 1 point on the Ospreys? I respect it.
I think
I
there was
respect
1 point on Madison in the last one too. It's
I
like
respect
just the
it.
1 point. You're gonna get 2 back at most. But all right.
No, you win everything.
No, it's odds. I don't know what the odds were. Wait, we can look.
All right, who gets number 2?
1 to 18K. No, that's worth. No, yeah, that's worth. So he gets 18,000 if he won that. Either way, though, obviously, kind of the predictable one, but now it puts it in an interesting spot for Huntu. Either way, we move on. Now, Round Rock, the most likely. Miami behind them. Both of those teams with 2 firsts. Of course, Miami's owned by Lincoln. So, let's see as we spin for our second pick of the first round. And it looks like Round Rock. Bit of a scare there for Lemon as it went right by OKC, but it does land on the Rednecks.
All right. He been upgraded his second pick from last season. Technically, I mean, yes, he downgraded his first pick from last season, but only by 1 spot. This is one I've been looking forward to because I want to see how this goes.
Yes.
You got 2 first round picks. You got number 2 overall.
I mean, his struggles have been pointed out, but yeah, very good draft capital, especially for Prism. Feels like this is his season to try to build a roster and win. So we'll see what he has.
So Wave still have 2 to go, and Lincoln gets 1 in the lottery.
Yep.
And so far, it has followed the percentages. 25 got first, 20 got second. Will 16% get third?
And of course, it is. Next up after that would be 14% with the Wave, as those two are right next to each other. And of course, in a Prism draft, it is pretty much that Wave own both of those first, Florida own both of those second. So they very much are tied to each other, unlike Pixel, where it's like, well, every round has a different owner. Either way, though, I think we're good to roll. So number 3, Miami the favorite. Wave probably behind them in percentage. Who gets it? It looks like none of them, as it's going to be Houston.
Oh, Huntu called it. Huntu did call it.
He's like, yeah, Huntu's like that, I guess.
He liked that. All right.
Owning
Boss
both
gamer.
of their picks. Will he take Beef? I struggled to that. Beef hasn't registered yet, so we're
Yeah,
working
Beef
on
has
that,
not registered, so as of right now, we cannot say he's going to take
maybe
Beef.
throwing Boss's draft plans out the window, but we'll see.
He's going to be a late registration to be a PFA.
No, he sees the 3rd overall pick and he's registering immediately.
He's going to register before stream ends.
He's like, oh, he'll get me 3rd overall, yes sir. As we'll wait to see if Huntu calls, as teams are now begging him to call it.
We are waiting for Huntu's prediction before we spin the wheel.
Yes. So we've broken the percentages, as now it is still Miami with the biggest slice, then the Wave with their 2, then the Scallops, and then OKC are here as well.
Or if Huntu, okay, there he goes. The
Ooh, the
wave.
wave.
Okay.
Obviously, not the boldest, but I mean, we'll say that he's calling the wave portion as well, but we'll say he's correct if it lands on Florida. Either way, let's see. Going around, it looks like he's wrong. It's going to be OKC instead. Lemon gets himself off the board with the fourth overall.
Pretty good spot. Hey,
Absolutely.
hey, Lemon, you got number 4. That's, oh man.
And I don't think, honestly, this is probably about where he wanted to land. Obviously,
4 through 7, I would say.
obviously, you get the first picks, you get the power that you either can take those picks or you can trade them away because teams are going to want them. Now, once you get to this range, though, like we said, probably some of the better places in order to get the best players with your picks. Either way,
You
though.
should trade back to number 12, Lemon.
True. Either way, though, I think we're ready to go to our next. Miami just about taking it over. We're down to 3 teams left on this, basically. 4
No, you
picks,
know what's
but
crazy? All 4 teams are Florida.
this is true. The wheel does not like Florida.
We'll just really not like
We've
Florida,
had
dude.
2 Texas come off the board. We've had Japan come off the board. We've had Oklahoma come off the board. All of the Florida teams are still here. Are there any Florida in Pixel? I don't think so. It likes South Dakota because
Uh,
it landed on Deadwood first. There are not. At least
I don't.
not
I
in
was supposed to say
Pixel.
I don't really think so.
No, I think it's just the 4. Or the 5 Florida we have. Well, no, there's 4. Yeah, we have 4 Florida. They're all on this wheel. They're all still here. Which one first? Huntu says Miami.
Give me the Florida Ospreys.
Hmm. I'm I'm gonna go Steinhatchee. I'll go with the one no one knows. And let's see as we go around. It's definitely a wave pick, and it looks like it is Florida.
I mean, when you're left with all 4 teams from Florida, you got to go with just Florida. You know, the
Honestly,
wheel's gonna see
fair
that and be
point.
like, "Yeah, make it the state."
So that's wave via Florida. There you go. So Appa gets his first off of the board, makes his slice about 6% smaller, or 8% smaller. So now decisively the smallest on the board. But obviously getting to the point, that's a good first pick, and we'll see where the rest lie. Let me also put
I'm
a
I'm
second.
saying the rest is gonna go Steinhatchee, then St. Petersburg, then Miami. Even though Miami has the biggest slice,
I mean, that didn't work out for New Mexico,
it didn't.
which New Mexico are the scallops odds. So does that mean anything? By the way, so what was your prediction for this one?
Steinhatchee for this one.
Okay. Um, I could stick with it. Huntu says Miami again. He's playing the numbers. I'll go with the wave. We'll complete it. And Lemon's also asking for the wave. Let's see what we have. We'll give it a quick spin. Going around. It's looking like Miami. We're deep in their territory. It lands just about on their name. But it is
It,
going to
it
be
just had to be.
the
It had to be.
Knoxville Hurricanes. So that will then be Lincoln's pick for the first round. Honestly, a bit of power for Jay. Obviously would have liked it to fall earlier, but now his picks are pretty close together, so at least getting something there.
Yeah, you can't complain at all
No.
with it. So Wave and Steinhatchee.
That's Miami's second. Cool. Yeah.
Did Unfo trade back to the 5th pick or was it
I know he traded
later?
back. I think it was 5. Let me look while we'll stall.
I don't know why, but 7 pops in my head for that one.
It was 5.
Okay.
7 and 12 were the wave last season. So there you go. But I think we are then about ready to
Yep.
go. Second to last spin, last one that matters. Scallops, pretty good control. Obviously, even matching color with the middle section to make it look even more against the wave. But can St. Petersburg get it, or will Stenhatchee do it? Lemon saying wave. Hunter saying wave. What are you saying? You said Miami would be left. So what are you adapting to?
I'm gonna stick with St. Petersburg here.
Hmm. I think same. I predicted scallops the first time. They didn't give it to me. I'm still not going back. Give me the wave and let's spin. So this is for pick number 7. I don't like where we're at. It looks like it will be the scallops getting it. We all pick against them. And they get the pick anyway.
They let me down last time. They let me down this time.
And just for all of you wondering, we will do the last spin as well.
And then the final spin of the wheel.
Who will? Any predictions? Any predictions, anyone?
Um, New York.
Any predictions
My bad.
for
Wrong
the
thing.
Meteor?
Wrong thing. I apologize.
Ooh, Hunter said Round Rock.
I'm right about to have the 3 picks.
I'm seeing a white in the middle. The scallops are somehow going to get it again. Trust. Ooh, Eclipse. Good call, Lemon. Yeah. Well, I think the predictions just does it land on the name or not. Probably not. Anyway, let's spin. Where does it land?
We
It
need one
is.
to land right on the name.
It's about the opposite, a little bit past. But it is the wave, and they're gone. All right. So here is your first round then. I don't think there are any mistakes this time. Smile. And that would be your second round. So we're good to go over to the
I
second round
love
then.
how the wave in Lincoln ended up like that.
This is true.
That- that's perfect.
The waiver just before Lincoln.
Oh man.
Yeah, interesting. So obviously, yeah, the Wave had 2 firsts last season, but this time both are earlier. You have Houston a bit earlier than last time. Ended up where they got 5th, so they would have had the 8 pick, I believe, last time. So a bit earlier for them. Round Rock, as we talked about, having those 2 firsts. Lincoln in a great spot overall. And then, of course, Hanoi Havana didn't trade. So they're just kind of where they were. Anything else to say, or should we look at round 2?
I'm good.
All right. Well, let's move over to round 2 then. You can see New York popping up on this one. Wait, hold on. I've done something wrong. Uh-oh. Gulp. Who did it
Yeah.
land on for? Wait, this is going to look bad for a second. Oh. OKC. Wait a minute. I see where I went wrong. Okay, so that's OKC. And 1.4 is this. That not 1.4.
No lemon.
There you go. 1.4 should be. Oh, wait, did I? We're choking. We're choking here. There you go.
Uh
Now that's right.
yeah.
Now I gotta fix everything. All right. I think we're good. Maybe, perhaps.
It looks good.
Okay. So, I think we're good. I think
I
we're
think so
we're
too.
locked. Cool. So now you can see obviously Kyoto with that one popping up at the bottom. Again, they will have the first of the compensation round at least for now as well, but still not the ideal spot to be in. And of course, you got New York with their two, kind of pretty similar in the end to who are they pretty similar to? I guess they're pretty much Round Rock. That Round Rock had what 2-12. They have 1-11. So ending up in a similar spot there. Then you got Miami with their two middle of this round, as well as their compensation pick. So I guess that's kind of the extreme of the argument for Huntu, that they have two in the middle, but not as early as you'd like. So we'll see what Chronicle can do with that. Overall, and of course you got Florida, just like Wave and Lincoln. Those two are stacked. Miami,
Yeah,
Florida, Miami, Florida, because obviously
yeah.
traded with each other. So
It now makes me wish that that fourth and fifth would switch, and then it would look right. Orange, blue, white, blue, orange. But
you
no,
probably want 7 and 8 to switch. That'd be fun. It's
nah, nah,
symmetry,
nah, 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 nah. But you switch four and five.
I suppose.
Switch the earlier picks, not the later ones. Come on, doggo.
I guess
What are we
that's
doing?
true.
What are we doing?
Yeah, I didn't think about 4 and 5, but we're good. But yeah, obviously gonna be interesting to see what Vice can do with Florida. Playing manager, so probably a better position than Chronicle, but has to figure out what he can do with those picks. Maybe he can get a trade, but that's difficult, obviously, in
It's difficult in
Prism.
Prism.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, you throw away a good bit um,
Mm-hmm.
in Prism. Unless you're the anomaly that is Jay
Hmm.
and still end up with two first rounders and make
Yep.
it
That trade worked
semis.
out
But
very much in his favor, so he's happy
yeah,
with that.
which you're gonna have those every now and then, but you can't
Mm-hmm.
bank on it.
Agree. Yeah, he was fortunate that he did it while he was a contender and got those great picks. Obviously, on the other hand, you have the Wave, who they definitely sold a player, but ended up building to a decent spot. Or the more obvious example, you have Round Rock, who then realized he wasn't a contender and gave himself a better pick for the next season. So definitely a good position there for those teams, but some struggles on the other end. Should be an interesting draft. Again, will be in a couple weeks. So we'll see.
And not too much longer. Does give you time to make some trades and move around.
Absolutely. Of course, all the picks shown on this stream are open to trade, with the exception of the Mudcats pick via KC. Managers can trade their first, second, third. Obviously, compensation picks cannot be moved, but that's
Hmm.
part of why I didn't show them on this. They're kind of, they have them. They are determined by this lottery, but can't move them anyway. So it'll be interesting. Obviously, all of these trades happened during season two. Now that managers know what they're selling, it'll be interesting to know what they can get for them. And then it'll be interesting as well as we work in, I'm sure season four picks will be available to trade as kind of payment for them. It has to be even number, but you get the idea. Smurfy got his three first somehow. So, yeah,
And that'll do it.
just about. So we landed at about an hour, all things considered, which I think is pretty good. I think that's
Yeah.
about where we would have estimated. So happy about that. Again, for all managers in the chat or for the ones who aren't in the chat and are not hearing me, I will get all of these posted in the channel for each league's announcements, just like I have for the draft boards the past seasons. Now it might be a minute because I'm gonna go through, make sure these are right, fix that one mistake, pick wise on the Pixel Round 3, and then I'll get them posted. So there you go. But I think that's pretty much all we have to do here. So
Yeah. I'll say thank you everybody for coming out, getting to know who's drafting where. I hope it was as fun for the managers as it was here.
true. We love gambling. Got two
Doggo
predictions
had
in.
to listening to the Discord call. but watching it on the stream, you pretty much timed it up kind of perfect for when you announced it because I know it happened a little earlier on your end.
I pretty much said it as it was happening, but you know, yeah. So, you have any final thoughts? Otherwise, I'll wrap things up.
That's gonna be it. It's couple teams have some great picks, but
Hmm.
will they be able to do anything with them? That's what I'm looking forward to see.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you for joining, and I'll wrap things up. Obviously, I have more coming up, but thanks for joining again. It was a fun stream.
Yeah, thank you for streaming it. Y'all have a good night.
All right. Well, like we said, that does it for our draft lottery stream. So you could expect probably this will become pretty common every season. Obviously, things might change. The odds might get shifted. It might be different teams up, whatever. But either way, this is, I think it's a positive change because, again, what this does is you have sometimes where the worst teams do get those picks, but it's not a guarantee, which kind of dissuades throwing or tanking, as it's most commonly known. I mean, common example, you see Deadwood. They turn themselves into a favorite, but they run into the number one seed, they get first rounded, and they still get the number one pick. Obviously, their capital otherwise isn't good, but they own their own first, and so that shows kind of the benefit here. Anyone can get that first overall, and so it definitely gets a little bit less of a benefit to the teams who struggle throughout the season. Either way, though, that does do it for our lottery here. Like I said, all these boards will be posted just a little bit later on tonight, and we'll see what trades ensue. But that will do it for this stream. I believe we have a twos tournament planned for just over, I think it's a week from tonight, so that'll probably be streamed here. We'll have the draft in 2-3 weeks as well, and then we'll get the season underway after that. Also, probably have scouting streams in there before the draft. So, a lot to go on this channel. Make sure you're in the Discord, as we said. Link is on the YouTube. It should probably be somewhere here. We'll get that figured out. Either way, though, that does it for this stream. Make sure you get registered so you can be a part of this league that we just determined the picks for. But to stop myself from keep rambling, from keeping on, from keeping to stop myself from rambling even further, I'm going to wrap the stream up here. So it was a good hour, good lottery. We'll see you back throughout the offseason for more 8-Bit League offseason action. Should be fun.